Om Shri Sai Ram. My dear children, in the previous session we discussed transitional period. That means the medieval India and political transition. In that part we discussed some Rajput dynasties like Gurjar Pratiharas, Solankis, Paramaras. Today we are going to see one of the prominent Rajput dynasties, that is Chandelas. Chandela, not Chandela, that is Chandelas. One of the prominent dynasty. Danga is the most famous king of this dynasty. Danga. Danga was the famous. That means Danga was the most famous king of Chandelas who prospered in Bundelkhand. Who prospered in Bundelkhand means they came into prominence in Bundelkhand. Bundelkhand. Bundelkhand was their administrative center, like capital. In the beginning, these Chandelas were the feudatory kings of Pratiharas. That means they are the feudatory. That means subordinate rulers. Subordinate rulers. They are the subordinate rulers of Pratiharas. Pratiharas. Later they became independent rulers. After the decline of Paramaras, Danga declared himself independent ruler. Because of that only he was called as most famous king of Chandelas. And he took hold of eastern part of Paramara kingdom and extended his kingdom, defeating Pala and Adras. When you trace the history of Chandelas, Danga stood out among the Chandela rulers because of his military achievement, military conquests, and how he became independent. Thus, he was the most famous king of Chandelas. He defeated, even eastern part of Paramaras were conquered by him. And he extended his territory till Palas and Ardras. Here, Danga, who had a title, Maharajadi Raja. What does it mean? It means King of Kings. Rajanige Raja. King of Kings. He had a title, Maharajadi Raja. Maharajadi Raja. Rajadi Raja. And extended military assistance to Hindu Sai king Jayapala to fight back attacking Turks. Rajput king Jayapala, he was aiming to check the advent of Turks. Turks were frequently attacking India. So, Jayapala organized Rajput rulers to build Hindu kingdom. Meanwhile, Danga assisted Jayapala, that means Shahi king, Hindu Shahi king Jayapala, to fight back the Turks. Finally, due to infighting, that means mutual squabbles and lack of unity among the Rajputs, Khilji Sultans conquered this kingdom. This kingdom means Chandela kingdom. What are the reasons? Today's first question: was the most famous king of Chandelas? Today's second question: what was the title earned by Danga? What were the reasons for the failure of Chandelas? Here, once again I'll mention that due to infighting, ಅವರ ನಡುವೆ ಜಗಳ, ಒಳ ಜಗಳ, infighting and lack of unity. See, from this history we can learn. What we can learn? United we stand, divided we fall. The same principle applies even today. Even today. This is, and here once again see Danga, then they were prospered in Bundelkhand. He earned the title Maharajadi Raja, and they were the subordinate of Paramaras, and here he assisted Hindu Sai King Jaipal. Now we are going to see another famous dynasty of Rajputs. Another prominent dynasties of Rajput is Chauhans. The Chauhan dynasty is the most prominent among the Rajputs. If you trace their dynasty, if you find the root of this dynasty, which is visible during the 7th century. It is visible during the 7th century. See, one of the oldest Rajput dynasties. The dynasty started its rule in the Ajmer. Where did they begin their administration? Ajmer. Ajmer region of Rajasthan. The rulers of this dynasty, Ajay Raja, Vigraha Raja, Prithvi Raja, they made the Chauhans the prominent rulers of the western India during 12th century. Who are the prominent ruler? Ajay Raja, Vigraha Raja, Prithvi Raja were the prominent. Vigraha Raja 4th, Prithvi Raja 3rd. They made the prominent, means they are the prominent rulers of Chauhan dynasties. And now let us see. One of the prominent rulers of this dynasty was Prithvi Raja Chauhan. Prithvi Raja. When you trace the history of Rajputs, Prithviraj Chauhan stood out among the Rajputs. He is known for his bravery. He is valiant and he was a good warrior too. He defeated the Chandels of Bundelkhand, gaining Mahoba and Kalinjar. Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Gori at Tarain, Battle of Tarain. You know, Muhammad Gori was very ambitious to conquer Indian region. In the first battle of Tarain, Muhammad Gori was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. He was so ambitious to conquer, because you know that India was very rich country, India was known for wealth. Because of that only, many Turk rulers started to invade India, to loot the country, to loot India, to plunder India. The same notion, Muhammad Gori came to India, but his first attempt was failed due to Prithviraj Chauhan. But Gori wanted to extend his Gaur kingdom in the Sindh region. Muhammad Gori was severely wounded in the first battle of Tarain. He led another attack towards Delhi in the very next year. That means in the following year, he defeated Prithviraj Chauhan at Tarain. The very place, the previous battle, Prithviraj is an embodiment of Rajput valor and bravery. He defeated Prithviraj Chauhan at very place. That means the Tarain. Here you know that Prithviraj Chauhan was an embodiment of Rajput valor. He was known for valiant. He was known for bravery. Such a brave king was defeated by Muhammad Ghor. Muhammad Ghori or Muhammad Ghor. Where? At Tarain. That is known as Tarain Battle of Tarain second. Battle of Tarain second. In the first battle of Tarain, Ghori was defeated. In the second battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated. It is said to have that Prithviraj Chauhan was taken to Ghor kingdom and his eyes were gouged, but he was kept in jail. Prithviraj Chauhan was known for, you know, that what we call that Shabda Vedi. That skill he knew. Through that skill, he killed Muhammad Ghori. It is said to have, but we don't know. There is such a story. There are so many valor stories were told about Prithviraj Chauhan. Though his eyes were gouged, though his eyes were removed, he was able to kill Muhammad Ghor. Prithviraj Chauhan ಶಬ್ದವೇದಿ ಬಾಣದ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಗೋರಿಯನ್ನು ಗೋರಿ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಆಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಂದು ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೆಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಓದಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿತ್ತು. Now let us see the contributions of Rajputs. Now we are going to see the contributions of Rajputs. See, we have discussed some of the prominent Rajput dynasties. You know that Gurjar Pratiharas, Solankis, Chandalas, Paramaras, Garhwalas and Chauhans. That means Chahamanas. We studied in 2 sessions only. But if you go deeply, the history tells their valiant adventures. That means valor. They are known for bravery. They ruled this country for many years. But we discussed those adventures in 2 sessions only. 2 ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ಗೆ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. Today we are going to see their contributions. Rajputs who ruled during the last part of ancient and early part of medieval period. See, that part is, we discussed it, that is called transition. Last part of ancient history and early part of medieval history. Here they encouraged art. They encouraged art. They encouraged architecture. And they even encouraged paintings, and they supported a culture. These are all the contributions. Rajput kings themselves were scholars. See, art and architecture, literature were encouraged by these Rajputs. Rajput kings themselves were scholars. Kings like Bhoja, then Munja. They were prominent rulers as well as the scholars. You know, Munja have written various literary works. King Munja had poets, many. He gave shelter to many poets. That means many poets adorned in his court. Padmagupta, one such prominent poet was Padmagupta. And then Halayuda. They were in the court of Munja. Who? The prominent poets. Then King Bhoja had extended his royal patronage to Jain scholars. Shantisena, Prabhachandra Suri, Ganapala during his tenure. The poetic works like Jayadev's Gita Govinda, Bharavi's Kiratarjuniya, then Bhartrhari's Ravana Vadha, Mahendrapala's Kavya Mimamsa were written during the rule of Rajputs. See, once again I'll repeat. Poetic words like Jayadeva's Gita Govinda, Bharavi's Kirtanarjuniya, Bhartrhari's Ravana Vada, Mahendrapala's Kavya Mimamsa were the great works, poetic works of Rajput times. Then even they paid interest, what are their interest in dramas like Rajashekara's Bala Ramayana, Karpura Manjari, Bhavabhuti's Mahavira Charita and Uttara Rama Charita. Then historical works like Kallana's Raja Tarangini, Jayanika's Prithviraja Vijaya, Hemachandra's Kumarapala Charita are the important works. Now we are going to see today's fourth question. Who was defeated in the battle of Tarain II? Who was defeated in the battle of Tarain I? Fifth question, today's fifth question. Mention the prominent Rajput kings made their literary achievements. Mention any two. Mention the prominent, that is sixth question. Seventh question, mention the poetic works of Rajput times. Eighth question, mention the prominent dramas during the Rajput times. Mention the prominent historical works of Rajput times. 9 questions were given. See, regularly I am asking questions via this video, but you are not sending any questions. See, today, if you watch, after watching this video, just send your name in that comment section. After watching that video, just type your name in that comment section. Then I will come to know how many of you have watched this video. Okay. Now we have discussed their literary works. Then Prithviraja Raso, that is also one of the historical work by Chand Bardai, and Bhoja Prabandha by Ballala are the noted biographs of Rajput rulers. Sorry, this is not only historical works but also biographies. Prithviraja Raso about Prithviraja Chauhan, then Bhoja Prabandha, which was written by Ballala, are the biographies. Here they gave prominence to Hindi language, Gujarati, Rajasthani. That means Rajasthani, Gujarati, Hindi languages were developed during this time. Then educational institutions were begun at Nalanda, Kashi, Vikramashila, Ujjaini. They received support from the Rajputs. They received support from these educational institutions. Mount Abu Basadi were the center of education here. See, not only Vikramashila, even Mount Abu Basadi was also one of the educational centers. Rajput kings, they constructed spacious forts in Chittod, Mandu, Ranatambur, Jodhpur and Gwalior. Here they built many spacious forts, and even they were known for the palatial palace. Palatial means that is gigantic structures, and they are noted for artistic creations. They built palaces at Gwalior, Jaipur, Udaipur and Dilwar. See, here they built many places, palaces, and even they built temples also. They built temples, palaces in Jaipur and Gwalior and Udaipur. and Vimala temple, Luna Vasai temple were built on Mount Abu. All these are all known for their artistic architecture. Then you know that Chandelas today's, you know that in the beginning only I told that Danga was one of the most famous rulers of Chandelas. They built Kanderaya's temple in Khajuraho. Then Shiva and Vishnu temples were more in numbers among the temples built by the Rajputs. Which were the temples, prominent temples they built during that? You can see here, you can see the images of the temples they built during that time. And they also encouraged painting. The style of painting that was introduced by the Rajput, they are called Rajasthani and Pahari. Which are the styles? Rajasthani and Pahari. Pahari are the styles that is introduced by these Rajputs. Rajasthani painting style can be seen in Mewar, Bukaner, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer and Buni. Pahari style can be seen in Kasoli, Jammu and Garhwal. Like this, Rajputs have special place in Indian history. These are all the contributions of Rajputs. Dear children, we have discussed Chandelas, Prithviraj Chauhan and even their contributions to architecture, art, literature and painting. I hope you will go through this video, and after watching this video, just type your name in the comment section. Sai Ram.